Remember, you are given as your richest birthright the privilege of controlling your own thoughts. Therefore, treat this divine gift with the profound respect to which it is entitled, and do not allow anyone to do your thinking for you, or to influence your thinking in any manner whatsoever, except by the rules of accurate thinking I am passing on to you. Follow this procedure regardless of what people think or say about your method of thinking. If they wish to call you a cynic or a doubting Thomas, let that be their misfortune. But for your own good, go right on thinking by rules which will save you from many mistakes and tragedies throughout your life.
Hello everyone, my name is Irene Daniel and I want to welcome you back to another episode here exclusive in YouTube. And I want to welcome you, of course, to this powerful, magnetic and transformational community. Yes, this is your community. I want to let you know that you are being celebrated. Here, your voice matters, your dreams matters, you matter. This is a community, this space is where you gain inspiration and you will express this inspiration through action, where ideas are born and shared with each other. This is where the really power lays, and it will be magnified. Okay? So this is why I really created this channel. This is why I'm here presenting 2 times a week these timeless principles of success by Napoleon Hill, in which are activators. I always say activate something greater within you. It don't add nothing to you, but it brings you to that higher awareness. It is really a roadmap. It will bring you the order to your mind and the structure. Okay, this is intention in action. That's why I'm here. That's why we have here this amazing community, because this is action. Yes, this is belief, this is faith, this is me embracing all parts of me and expressing it. This is an idea that now is expressing through to a higher parts of me that makes this personality, this woman today. Yes. And so you are not only here to be inspired, you are now becoming to be the inspiration, when you keep showing up, when you are committed, yes, then this is you coming from the to be, you know, to become inspired and be now the inspiration. So if you are now here live, or if you catch after the replays, it doesn't matter. You are here for a reason. I hope you know the reason, and I hope you know your intention. I hope you have an intention, and this is the intention that matters. Yes, this is what brings the unseen into the seen. So set an intention why you're here today. Yes, it's very important. If you want, you can share in the chat. Okay, so but all this community is impacting why? Because we have all a purpose. We may not be aware of that purpose still, but we are already being led to express that higher self, that greater self, that greater version that is within you. And this is the process. It's through the direction that you give it to your life that you will gain the depth of your purpose, and you start to be moved with intention. Yes. And then it shows up to be that higher personality. You will start to recognize it, that greater future self. Yes. So, but before we really start, I want to ask you something. You see, as today is episode 8, and as we are walking together in this journey through these timeless principles, how are you implementing these principles in your life? You see? That's why it's important that you give an intention why you're here, because with that you become clear. Yes. And then you can also, through this question, see if there's alignment, if you are in alignment. Yes. Is this just an action? Is it just a doing? Or is really coming more from the depth, from the essence, from spirit? Yes. So where in your life, if you are really implementing these principles, and I know that you are, otherwise you'd not be here. So where in your life are you already witnessing the activation of your purpose, of your vision, of possibilities? Because when you are showing up every day, when you see the replays, if you catch the replays, if you are in that commitment decision, yes, if you take really responsibility of your life, yes, and if you are studying and applying all these principles, I know because it happened also with me. Yes. And it don't have to be maybe in the same time and the same way with you, but these principles really start when you start to implement them. You start really to witness differences, changes, first within you, yes, and then you start also to become more aware in from that expression, yes, of the activation within you from these principles, you start to articulate different, to be actually different, and this you will start to see, of course, outward. Yes. So where are you now start to witness the activation of your purpose, of your vision in your life? Is it in your business? In the way you create ideas, you contribute and lead? Is it in your relationships? In the way you listen, in the way you love and connect with others? Is it in your health? In the way you nourish, move, and care for your body? Is it in your spirit? In the way you rise, the way you trust and believe? Yeah? You may want to share in the comments, or later you can journal. Yes. Now, this is great questions that you should do for yourself. Yes. So, and let's go a bit deeper now, shall we? You see, as I was telling you before, today is the 8th episode that we are going to speak about and to reflect, and also, of course, how to apply it in your life. But you see, we already talk different other principles here in this amazing channel, amazing live series that give you the possibility really to come and to communicate, to interact, to become more aware, to have that great, attitude, and really be curious. You see, we already talked about definiteness of purpose. So when you are, let's say, studying this principle first, understand the meaning in the depth. So now, how is this activating in your life, for instance? Yes. When you study and you start to really to make that big questions through the understanding of this meaning, is now you applicating, to expressing it. How you start first to know where, to give yourself a direction. So when you study and you start to apply, now for sure you will start to understand where are you giving now direction in your life. Not just in which area you are seeing this need a change, and the change has to begun within you, but it's also you directing in a higher consciousness thought, the way you think, the way you feel. Yes, this is you controlling, not the outside that you cannot, even if you really try, you manipulate, and this is really not what you want. Yes, but really to embrace this principle, timeless principle, and really live it every day by making big questions, and start to know when you start your day, you should know in full awareness, by thinking through questions, where are you going today? Where are you going today? Which direction are you giving your life? How are you co-creating with your gifts and talents? Yes. The principle of definiteness of purpose is really has the purpose to awake within you the sense of owning your life, gives you the sense of you awakening to that freedom within you. And of course, the sense of direction, which is very much connected of you understanding your purpose. Yes. So do you wake up when you are studying this principle, definiteness of purpose? Do you wake up and you start to apply? Do you wake up with more clarity? Are you giving now that intention? Are you setting the intention for the day? Or are you still really searching for a direction? Yes. If you already know, it's amazing. It is amazing. And I hope you're doing the work, because you will reap everything that you are really expressing through ideas, yes, from that purpose and setting intention, yes. You are setting emotion to one of the most powerful creation force, yes, and it flows through you, and you know, ideas is only really powerful when there are connection to the why, when there's a connection to the why, to the purpose, yes. But if you still don't know the direction, just, it's okay, you take your time, yes, but come always and learn, be connected to this information. In the right moment, you will start to connect the dots, and then you will recognize how beautiful actually life is, with that ups and downs. Yes, this is the rhythm of life, but we always can choose. Yes. And so when I talked about faith, apply faith was one of my episodes that I was here talking about. So now, are you living before you see, or are you waiting to see before you believe? How are you experience this principle now? You see, this is the way you embrace the principle. You embody, you express the principle by studying, and then there's an activation when you start to express it. Yes, because you understand, you start to express it. Yes. So when we explore mastermind, how are you surrounding yourself with this energy? How are you surrounding yourself with like-minded people that elevates you and multiplies your vision? Are you? It's important that you reflect. Yes. When you go the extra mile, one of the principles I also talked already, go and see the replays. Yes. Are you doing that as are you doing from an obligation, which means from a habit, or from a place of generosity, abundance, and excellence? In other words, from a prosperous mindset. Yes. When you are starting to make questions, and connect all these principles, because they are connected, of course. Yes. It's like we learn first one principle after another, because it's first to gain the structure. Yes. Or to understand how the means in the depth, but then we must really to follow this roadmap. Yes, actually you already know, but it's just we becoming more connected with our purpose. And then once we connect with the purpose, we start, this is like, it happens very fast. Yes. And what is fast, this depends in how you see it. Yes. But this is how it's supposed to be when you study these principles, is really by walking. Yes. By making the experience with these principles. Yes. Which awakening something greater within you. And when we talked about the personal pleasant personality, yes, how are you now expressing it? Are you being the one that uplifts, that attracts, that harmonizes? Are you in alignment now with that key that activates all this that I'm telling you? Yes? Are you showing that personal initiative that I was also talking about, that takes control, that is stepping forward, yes, that taking the lead, that is doing what must be done without waiting instructions, permission, or validation from people or situations? You see? So this is all questions you should make, and I make every day. Yes, to see if, to feel it in alignment, and to be very much connected with who I am and what am I supposed to do. Yes, coming from that vision, carried by that purpose, ignited by that intention. I'm always thinking through questions and reflecting, reevaluating, adapting. Yes. And this is the process. Yes. It's beautiful. Yeah. So when you are coming from that positive mental attitude that I also talked about, yes, are you choosing to hold that vision and be in that highest vibration, no matter what the circumstances may appear to you? Are you? Yes? Because it's just a choice, you see, it's just a choice. We have the choice, and when we are walking this path, we start to see so clear, because we start to gain. Why? Because we start to gain the clarity necessary. Yes? By putting order, structure in our mind. Yes? We start to embody with ease, after we become clear. Yes? When you become clear of who we truly are. Yes? Then it's become easy. So today we are going to rise with enthusiasm. This is our principle for today's episode. And enthusiasm is really more than just energy. It's really the soul. It's your soul on fire. Yes, it's that spark, that creator force moving through you, reminding you through awareness, you see, of who you truly are. This is the power of, you see, it is what really enthusiasm is. It's that burning desire, so-called burning desire by Napoleon Hill. He describes it like that. Yes. And so I want to ask you this. How are you showing up today? How are you leading your life today? How are you expressing your future self today? Is it in that habitual way of doing and thinking, or in a greater way of thinking from that higher consciousness, from spirit? And by saying that, I want to start, yes, let's begin with this amazing episode that I prepared for you with so much love and abundance. And so, as I was saying already, we are going to talk about enthusiasm, which Napoleon Hill describes as faith in action. Okay. And he says that, you know, the true meaning, you see, of this word carries a vibration. This word carries a vibration, but it comes from the highest frequency, okay? And it comes from the Greek word en, which means in, and theos, which means God. It is an intense emotion known as a burning desire. Enthusiasm comes from within, you see. Although it radiates outwardly, how? How it radiates outwardly? Through expression, you see, of one's voice and actions. So enthusiasm is an expression. Enthusiasm, it is an expression. This is movement. It is the power. It's really power, because it's the instrument by which you may put adversity and failure and temporary defeats to the side. You can transmute it. Really, all that emotions in may you want to see as adversity, as defeat, this is something that is being projected outside then as adversity and as a blockade, like obstacles, yes? But actually, when you're operating from within, from in spirit, in God, yes, this you can really start to see in the different, through a different lens, from a different way in which you're going to approach this adversity is completely different, very much different. It changed the way you see things outside. Yes. It will really transmute you to move, to act, to express. And this is really backed up by faith. The flame of enthusiasm burning within you turns thoughts into action. This is the way that higher version of yourself starts to express, that you start to recognize, that you start to express. Yes? Faith in action is really the true power of you believing before you see. Yes? It's you really believing before you see. This is you operating from the impossible into possible. This is really amazing and so powerful. This is through enthusiasm. This is when ideas become alive. This is when ideas become alive. And they become alive because you start to operate from a higher frequency, vibration through expression by applying faith, yes, but you are expressing that higher motion through that higher motion, yes. So, and why is that matter? Why is that matters? This enthusiasm is really the essence of who you truly are. It's that ideal image, yes? Through that enthusiasm, you start to express that higher, better, greater version of yourself that is dormant. And it's really not based on circumstances. Enthusiasm is really based on your truth, in which you believe to be your truth, in you expressing certain parts of that greater self that are starting to shape you through a certain habit, yes, but the habit is just an expression. It's through habits that you start to be formed, shaped, yes. So it's something natural to be express what you believe to be your truth, yes, even if you're still not in the process, even if you're still in the process, but you understand, and so it's very much easy to speak what it's maybe not so comfortable, but you understand that it's very much in resonance with who you truly are, even if things are not really matching, the circumstances are not there, and the resources are not there, but or the evidence is not there, but there is something that is true inside of you that it will give you all the validation, the worth, yes, the courage. And it's through that this enthusiasm that you bring movement, that you reflect the greatness within you. And so I hope you are really getting the depth of what enthusiasm is. And I'm sure when you come and see the replay, this is really not a mindset. This is the alignment of a vision in purpose, with intention, and you expressing it effortlessly. And it's really rooted in awareness, in how you are very much understanding that everything starts within you, that you are the expression of something greater, but the majority are not aware, which is okay, because there is a precise moment, and the precise moment is, of course, a choice, you see. So this is a choice. Enthusiasm is really, when you gain that enthusiasm, it's coming from a choice, from you being in awareness, in a higher awareness. And it's really bridging the material and the spiritual health. Yes, it's the bridge between the unseen to the seen. And it's always also the connection, yes, of you thinking from your higher self, from a higher version, from that greater parts of you that you are becoming in the process of growth, development, expansion. You're fulfilling what you have to fulfill. This is a choice, a direction that you asked and then you received. And now be loyal. And it's really based on that vision that I was telling you. And the loyalty that you are, by being connected, it will surpass, it will overcome any fear. Even if fear shows up, fear is around, it will overcome any fear. Yes? So enthusiasm is really the joy, the conviction, and purpose moving through you, through us. It is faith in motion. So that's why when people are like, make a decision, yes, I don't know, maybe you feel resonate. It happened also with me, okay? Before I knew better. We make a decision, and then, which is just as a habit to make a decision, yes? And we are not committed. We are not very much connected to the why I decide to act on this situation or to change a certain area on my life, why I decide this. Yes, a lot of people are not aware, and if they are having the why, they are very much superficial. Yes, in which they justify through material gains and compensation, of which actually we want really to truly experience from within, but we still don't know and not aware of it. And so we gain very much, we make that decisions very much from the outside circumstances. And so when we are connected to our soul's code, we go and make that decision from the depth. We start to understand our why. We start to understand the why. And we start to understand our why because we start to make the questions. What is that gives me joy, for example? Yes. Where are my talents, my unique, greater self? And you see, this will connect, enthusiasm will connect you with all and will lead you to that life of fulfillment and meaning. And it will be the bridge to the material. Yes? It's really a transmission of that blueprint. It's your identity. It's really the you being effortlessly. It's you fulfilling your purpose. Is you gifting. Is you really gifting not just the life for yourself, but it's you also very much, you see, giving that enthusiasm to bring it to expression is really you also awakening that greater selves of others. You bring that inspiration to others. It connects us to others. Yes, in the relationships, in the business, yes, in the way we care ourselves in health, yes. So it's really the embodiment of growth and destiny. So powerful, so powerful. And so through my personal journey, through my life, there was a time when I believed that joy, motivation, was driven from external success, from accomplishments, outcomes, and validation. I mean, this is all what we actually, before we become aware, it's most of what bring us the fulfillment. Yes, it's this external searching for success and accomplishments, yes, that bring us that excitement. But this is not true enthusiasm. Yeah, excitement is really different from enthusiasm. And I was really living like that for a long time. But I began really to be awakened and deepen in my true essence, into my who am I, to self-awareness. And then I really start to realize that enthusiasm is really life itself, is the breath of life. It gives me life. It gives me and hold me in this life. And as I was already saying, it is really the creative force, a spirit that flows through me. It's that divine self, that spark, that greater version of myself in expression. I describe it like that. Yes? It's really that divine spark. It was given to me, and you know what? It was also given to you. And it's through that enthusiasm that we are start to be really us. We bring that idea of through recognizing in expression. It was through that experience adversity and failure in my past. Yes, I saw it like adversity and failure and deep inner doubt. That moments that once seemed like blocks, they were, after I recognized that there is a creator force. After like 3 years ago, I started to have a deeper meaning of enthusiasm, yes, and to experience in my life in full awareness, not that excitement. I was really enthusiastic. I was coming from within, yes, in spirit, in God. And I experienced really that adversity and obstacles and failure that never was a failure, but it was a process. Today I see it like this, but in that time, really, I understood that moments were really not blocks, but they were here to refine me. They were really opportunities to refine me, to bring me closer to that experience, enthusiasmos, to go more within, to go back to the source, to go in spirits and start to think with questions, so that I can start to really to uncover the truth. Because some of the assumptions I accepted, some concepts that I started to assume for my life, for me, they are today only lies. I don't see more as my truth. Yes. So this is really for you here to, I want to invite you to stop searching outside and start embody what was always within. And for that, we need a higher awareness. We need to become aware. And you see what you may want to unlock, because this is authenticity, this is greatness, this is a perfection that you start to express, bring movement through that enthusiasm. Yes? Through faith, backed up by faith. And so I came to see that enthusiasm was never gone. It was waiting, only waiting for me to align. It was, you see, this is our nature. I realized through the experience I made in the past that, you see, I had to make that experience, but today I know better. So in that time, it was always within me, was only disguised, yes, as excitement, because I was very much focused in the material, in the situations, and so I was expressing excitement, what is not authentic. It's not impactful as when you are coming from spirit, from the enthusiasm, when you come from that place within. Yes. Now I understand that enthusiasm is really a sacred state of being. And I really don't want to live without it. It's not about performing or pretending or pushing or forcing, yes? It's about choosing. It's a choice that I made to connect with my true self, to connect with God, to experience God. Not just to know about God, now I am experiencing. Yes, I am experiencing the most highest, purest form. And it refines me, it purifies me. Yes, the lowest parts of me. Yes. And that makes me alive. It brings life, you see. Then it's really, then life is effortlessly. I can just tell you that, because this is an experience that is always going to be different to each and everyone, but to everyone will be, and it is great. Yes. So to experience enthusiasm, it was really an invitation to stop search outside and really start to embrace that higher parts of me. And I am so grateful that I could see. I am so grateful that I was ready to hear the call and to walk this path of growth, a path of the development in which now I am in fulfillment and in meaning. And I'm here with you talking, expressing, and also giving you testimony in how powerful all these principles are having a deep impact within me. They just brought the clarity of a truth that was always within me, and through enthusiasm, because I started to become that order, that structure within, and everything that I set in my mind is that higher vision given from thinking through actions, from that energy felt, yes, and that vision I received, and I believe it, and through faith, with the highest enthusiasm, I am here expressing it. Coming from that perfection, yes, coming from that perfection. And so for me, it was an experience that it was to experience enthusiasm. Today, it really, I can see the difference now. I can see it clear now. How was it before, how it is now? And so I don't have to doubt, because I see it and I feel it. Yes. You should really reflect about this episode, today's episode. Yes. There is a lot of power in this principle, but the power comes through expression. The power comes through decision to really embrace, to be, to allow, to be open, and to allow to go in the depth of our heart. Yes. My story now, it's really that through this, from me walking, really, because I was ready, me walking this path, and me go within, in spirit, in God. Yes, it was through that awareness, and that I am refining now my true personality, that I'm expressing it, not from a habit, not from the habitual way of being, but from coming from a higher, elevated conscious awareness of who I am, from that assumption, from that I am. Yes, I start to refine it, that personality, my personality. Yes, I express really that greater self through my work. There is really nothing in this world that can really describe, yes, the true meaning. When you go and buy something, yes, you gain a certain satisfaction and emotion gain through that, because you attain something, you gain something. But you see, nothing is the same when you are gaining from you, coming from within. You are receiving from the direct from source, and there's nothing that can substitute that. Today I know that I am really embodying a result of a process of a growth, of me growing in different levels. Yes, from being unaware to now being aware, and it's a big difference. And I'm really that temple of growth where I grow. There's no limitation of who I am. There's no limitation of who I am. And there I express love, and I am really in alignment with my purpose. And this is really who I choose to be, because it's very much in harmony with my why. Yes, with my purpose. And I know that I would love you to reflect in how you are. I think we were a bit out of, oh my God. I don't know if I have, okay. The connection is not so good here with, but I will give my best here. Okay, we keep going. And so I would love that you reflect. You can reflect together. You can journal. And so my question to you is, what gives you really that energy, that spark? What brings you to expression, to move truly? Is it something from the outside, or is that something from within? I have to apologize if the connection is not so good, but it's like that. Okay, just wanted to make that clear. And so, are you ever have you ever mistaken excitement, like I was telling you before? Did you ever had that mistaken excitement for enthusiasm? A lot of people, they So very nice. So I was out. You see, my internet connection is really not the greatest, but it's okay. I keep coming because this is only a process of me. We were, of course, talking about the questions that I wanted to leave here with you, so that you can really. I go a bit faster because my connection is not so good, but it's okay. So I was giving you some questions. Have you ever mistake excitement for enthusiasm? You see, enthusiasm is a higher frequency, a purpose. There's a purpose, an inner alignment, and excitement is really a higher energy. It's an emotion that is extended by outside situations, and okay, is triggered by situations outside. Something really high, but it's not so authentic, not so pure, not greater than enthusiastic. So it would be good when you start to make that difference when, if it's really excitement or it's enthusiastic, when you are being led to express. It will be kind of you becoming more aware what happens in your life when you act from alignment, from your authentic self. Yes, where is your life right now? Where are you right now in your life that you are ready to reignite enthusiasm from the outside out? Yeah. Where in your life are you ready to connect to that enthusiasm? And then really live that authentic life, authentic self. Can you allow adversity to become fuel and see your challenges as a path to your greater self? Could you do that? You see, you can transmute everything. You can transmute pain into love. You can transmute lack into abundance. Yes? Loss into gain. Yes, you can. So write or journal at home. You can, of course, leave in the comments. And when you start to do that, you start to become aware, and you can start really to enjoy a greater life. Not that you are not already having that greater life, but it always can be greater. Yes. And to be greater is you leave that comfort zone. Changes only happen when we start to recognize that from a habit, there's nothing different happening. Is nothing happening extraordinary. Yes. And so it's important questions, to think through questions, awaken that greater self within you. Because this is the only way. It's really the only way. Otherwise, it's only this feeling of fighting. Yes. Fighting, and that load, that heaviness. Yes. But through awareness and you going again back within, yes, then you will experience enthusiasm. And you will experience the so-called impossible. For you, everything is possible. Yes. As long as you you may conceive it and you start to believe and follow the order and structure, okay, that it was given to you. It's just now to reconnect. So you really want to connect to your why. You want to connect to your why. You want to fuel every day with your intention. Every action carries really more power when you give intention, when you know that is coming from a true pure heart and from awareness. Start to speak life into your dreams. You start to use words to affirm, to inspire, and create what? Momentum. You start to transmute setbacks into feedbacks. You start to reframe every challenge as growth. Enthusiasm is really the transformational trial into triumphs. Yes? Create ritual of joy, like celebrate small wins, be grateful, dance, speak with passion, smile with purpose, reignite with your essence each and every day. And this is the way, actually, this practice, it seems so easy, and it's really easy, and it brings so much joy. You can really appreciate life different when you are coming from a higher awareness. Yes, and how to apply it. Yes, like to say, I don't feel good. Okay, what do you want to do about that? How can you change? If somebody asks why you don't feel good, they are going to justify with things outside. Yes, but what is that? What is that you can change outside? Yes, is the only thing you can change is your perception, is how you respond. Yes. So with this practice, you're going to really to have much more easier, because you are going to express something greater. Yes. So I want that you start to live in that conviction, in that assumption of what always have been inspiring you to be, regardless. Yes. Make your decisions not based in fear or pressure, but from that whisper from within, that truth you feel even when no one can see it yet. It's okay. Be loyal. You deserve to follow what feels resonate with you, what feels right for you. But of course, always coming from that thinking through questions. Be really committed and loyal to what whispers for change, that sparks that greatness, that good within you. Choose to be really the I am within, that divine nature, and allow it, that divine nature, to guide you. Yeah. This is really, when you go again throughout this episode, you are going to feel very much resonate when you see the replays, and you choose a certain time, that you choose the time to give to yourself, so that really that change you want to have, you start to understand that this is a power that you have to allow by expressing. by expressing, yeah, by following these principles, yeah. So I would love really that you put in the comments how you felt resonance with this episode. How are you experience enthusiasm? Yes. How are you bring it in motion? How are you expressing it? Yes. If it really, let's say, resonate with you, so you want to may book a free guidance call with me, and we will walk beside in this path that is really the true path, the path of growth. And I will, of course, know a bit more about you, about your life, and help you to remember really that pieces of you, and to connect to that purpose that only you really, that sole purpose that will give you that fulfillment and that meaning. If it's in your business, if it's in your relationship, if it's in your health, it doesn't matter. Yeah, make that decision if it feels resonance with you and you want to go in the depths, of course. Otherwise, you can, of course, so and so I really want to apologize here, but it's like that. There's a force that I cannot control, but I can control how I show up, and I can control how I see this situation. And for me, it's for my highest good. So it's everything fine. I was just now as actually telling you if this is needing change, yes, support, motivation. So are okay, show up with that positive, embody all these principles, because they are the depths of your true authentic self. Refine it from that source, yes, but through assumption. And so you create the momentum in which you believe. I have to tell you this. You create the momentum in which you believe. And even if it's not really visible and fact yet, you is the greatest proof of self-love, self-respect, and of course, spiritual alignment. By saying that, I really want to close this very great episode, our today's episode, with some tribulations, but everything is fine. I have to thank you, of course, to be here. Let enthusiasm really lead you. Thank you for being here in this community. Share with others, communicate, interact with like-minded people, people that really can support you, you know, to reflect to you something greater that maybe you're not aware, but you will. And of course, you are persistent and you show up. You are really very much in alignment. Yes. So for me, it was really a decision. For you, it's also a decision, a commitment decision. Yes. When you take control of your life with commitment, something really happens. But what happens? This you have to. So it was a joy to be again here. You see, this principle. Thank you so much for being here. Oh my God. Thank you. We see us next week, Tuesday at the same time, 3 p.m. Thank you so much. God bless. And God bless.